Now, why on earth would you want to get a cold air intake for your Toyota Tacoma? Well, you gain a little bit of horsepower and torque, it looks awesome inside your engine bay, and that induction noise, baby. Let's get right into it. Today I'm going to show you how to install the K&N Series 77 high flow performance cold air intake on your 2016 through 2022 Toyota Tacoma, and we're gonna see if we can feel and hear the difference that everyone talks about. Before we get started, I do want to let you know we're going to be working on Project Great White. This is our 10-year anniversary build. For the next 10 months, we're going to be turning it into an ultimate overland rig, and at the end of it all, there's going to be one lucky winner. If you want to find out how to win this truck, there will be a link in the description below, so make sure to check that out. And we also have built a playlist called Project Great White, which will show you everything that we've done to this truck up until now and that we'll continue to do. So make sure to check that out so you guys can stay up to date. We will also be including a link in the description below. Now let's get straight into the video. One thing to take note of, this kit will add around 18 horsepower to your Tacoma. Nothing crazy. If you weren't really looking for it, you honestly wouldn't notice. Also note, this K&N cold air intake will slightly increase your miles per gallon by allowing colder, cleaner air into your engine, helping burn fuel more efficiently, which saves you money at the pump. The included heat shield will block out hot air in the engine from getting sucked up into the air filter. This kit comes with a free-flowing high-density aluminum intake tube with a beautiful chrome finish. This will allow for clean air to go into the engine for smoother and cooler flow. There is a budget-friendly version of this kit that comes with a plastic intake. That's for those of you that don't really care about having a nice chrome finish. They work exactly the same. The best part, no more replacing your old air filter. The kit comes with an eye-catching red high-flow air filter that is washable and reusable for a lifetime. The installation process should take you no more than an hour to install, and I would rate this at 1 out of 5 in terms of ease of install. This is something that you guys can install in your garage or driveway. Now let's get straight into this install. This right here is a stock air intake. As you can see, it has been designed to muffle out all the airflow going inside the engine. Today, we're gonna change that. Today, we're gonna upgrade to a cold air intake, which will increase the airflow and give us more power. I can't wait to see how this is gonna sound. Here are the tools that you're going to need. Power tool or ratchet, an extension, an 8, 10, 12 and 13 millimeter socket, 3 and 4 millimeter Allen keys, 10 and 19 millimeter wrench, some wire cutters, Phillips head screwdriver, and a trim panel removal tool. The first thing that we're gonna do to start this install is to remove the engine cover by simply lifting up and then pulling. Use a 10 millimeter socket to loosen the bolt on the clamp that's holding the throttle body. Use pliers or your fingers to remove the breather hose from the throttle body. Now we're going to remove the wire harness from the sensor on the air intake. You're going to push down and then grab tight on the connector and just pull out like that. Now here we have a clamp that's grabbing the wire harness to the airbox. Here you will pull away this tab and push the harness up. It'll come right out. There's one more clamp holding the harness to our intake. All we have to do is pull up on this. It comes right out. And now we officially remove the wire harness off our intake. Now we're going to remove the 2 clips that are on the side of the airbox. Should be loose like this. If you guys wanted to simply just change out the filter in your airbox, all you would do is remove this bolt. This clamp comes off, and then you remove the top part of the airbox. You can choose to go with the K&N option, slap that in, close it, and you're done. But we're going full out. We're upgrading to a cold air intake. So what we're gonna wanna do now is lift up on the top of the airbox, and then everything should come out. Remove the air filter by lifting up. Now we're going to use a 12 millimeter socket to remove 3 bolts that are holding the bottom half of the airbox. After you remove the 3 bolts, the airbox should come right out. Push up. Take this out. Now it's time for us to assemble the K&N Series 77 cold air intake. The first thing you're gonna wanna do to assemble your air intake is to get this weather strip and install it on your heat shield. This is really easy. All you're gonna do is push in. You can use your fingers or the palm of your hand to make sure that it goes all the way down. And then here you're gonna have a little bit of excess that comes off. You're gonna use your wire cutters to cut some of that weather strip off. Now you're going to install the coupler to the heat shield by using the supplied button head bolts, flat washers, and locking washers that are supplied with your kit. Now you're going to tighten that with your 4mm Allen key. Now we're going to install the heat shield bracket to the heat shield by using the supplied hardware. Take note, there's two holes. One is a perfect circle, the other one is oval. Make sure that the leg is sticking out and then align this oval with the heat shield. Now we're going to apply our hardware. Now you're going to use a 10mm socket and wrench to tighten this down. Again, you're going to want to make sure that this tab here is facing up or to the side, depending on the orientation of the heat shield. It should look something like this. We're now done with our heat shield. Now it's time to move to our intake tube, but before we do that, we do need to remove the sensor from the stock intake. Using your Phillips head screwdriver, remove the sensor. Now we're going to install the sensor in our new intake tube. There's really no way you can mess up. You just have to make sure the holes align. If you put it backwards, it'll simply not align with the holes. And you're going to use the supplied hardware to tighten the sensor down. Use your 3mm Allen key to tighten it down. Just like that, your mass airflow sensor has been installed. Now it's time for us to install this plastic fitting. We're gonna first hand tighten it, and then you're gonna grab your 19mm wrench. Make sure you do not over tighten this. It will break. Now we're going to connect our intake tube to our heat shield by using the coupler that does not have this bump. We're gonna grab the coupler and attach it to the heat shield. Just make sure you wiggle it around. Grab one of the clamps supplied with your kit, and we're going to tighten it using an 8mm socket. Grab another clamp, put it on top of the coupler, and then get your intake tube, wiggle it in, and now again we're going to use an 8mm socket to tighten this down. So we have officially connected the intake tube to the heat shield. On the opposite end of the intake tube, we are now going to grab the coupler with the bump, our clamp, and wiggle it in to the end of the intake tube using our 8mm socket. We're going to tighten that down. We're back to the engine bay. Right now we're going to install the 3 rubber insulators. This is where our heat shield's gonna mount to. You should have 2 female and 1 male. The first female you're going to mount right here. This is something you can just hand tighten. Then the second female is gonna go right here. And then the male insulator is gonna go right here. All right, now we're going to install our assembled intake. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is put the heat shield in and align the male rubber insulator with the bracket that's down there. And then make sure you have the clamp on the coupler, and now we're gonna wiggle it in to the throttle body. There we go. And then we're gonna grab our 18mm socket, tighten this down. Once the heat shield has been aligned, you're gonna use the supplied hardware to bolt it down using a 10mm socket for the female and a 13mm socket for the male. Now we're going to install the air filter into the intake. Make sure the clamp is on the air filter. push that in. Using an 8mm socket, we're gonna tighten the clamp down. Now you're going to reconnect the mass sensor. Reconnect your ventilation hose to your intake and use your fingers to install the clamp. Tighten the clamp to the throttle body by using your 8mm socket. Pop your engine cover back on, you are done. The K&N Series 77 cold air intake has been installed. Let's go ahead and turn on the truck and see if we can feel and hear a difference. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna rev it. You hear it whistling? Oh, that sounds awesome. Wow, dude. I can feel that air coming into the engine. Now that is 100% worth the money. Just making sure everything is nice and tight. Let's go for a ride. But I do feel the truck have a little bit more of a kick.
No, for sure it has more of a kick.
I love how you see that like gurgly, like. You feel that, right? Dude, it sounds insane. Are you hearing that, dude? Dude, I'm absolutely mind blown. I'm absolutely mind blown by how loud it just got inside the cab. That is insane. I did not know it was gonna be that insane. I've seen this on my friends like GTI, but I did not know. Look at this. It's singing to me. We're gonna do a 0 to 60 pull and compare it with the stock. Not bad, not bad. Right away, you guys are going to notice that induction noise. I can finally feel the truck roar. It's meaner, it has a deeper pitch. I can feel the air being sucked into the engine, and I love it. The sound alone is worth it. That's amazing. Make sure you check out the link to this product in the description down below. It's super easy to install. You guys saw it, it's plug and play. I definitely recommend. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon so that you get notified of when we bring out new videos. I'll see you guys in the next video.